Very well welcome here to Turf Moor for this afternoon. Nationwide Division 2 fixture against Notts County.
Hi and welcome to Turf Moor. Burnley are back on the promotion trail once again. Notts County, the visitors here. You may remember Notts County did rather well against Burnley in the new year in January when the Magpies overturned the Clarets. Brett Angel getting both the goals against Burnley that afternoon. A rare defeat for the Clarets away from home. Well, it was an excellent win at Ninian Park last Saturday, a 2-1 win. Andy Payton notching his 24th goal for the Clarets this season, and long may it continue. The only sort of bad note about that game was Glenn Little, of course, being sent off, and now he will miss 3 games after this one. Bit of a blow, but there you go. Plenty of players in the squad. Let's talk about the mascot this afternoon. She's Christiana Mitchell. She's 10 years old, goes to St Hubert's Roman Catholic School. Hobbies include running, netball and watching football. Her favourite players are Ian Wright and Andy Payton. Well, Christina, let's hope you have a good day with the Clarets. Your favourite player is back after his suspension. He's on the bench this afternoon. We'll just run through the Clarets lineup. In goal, Paul Crichton, Paul Smith at 17, 32, Ian Cox. In midfield at 8 is Paul Cook. At the back at 5, Steve Davis. In midfield 11, Lenny John Rose. Midfield again, Glenn Little at 7. Alongside him is Mickey Mellon at 4. In defence, Mitchell Thomas at 3, and up front it's Andy Payton at 10 alongside Graham Branch at 15. Clarets substitutes: Ian Wright 33, John Mullen at 30, number 29 is Alan Lee, Dean West is 2, and Ronnie Jepson completes the substitutes for the Clarets at 12. For Notts County, Darren Ward. In goal, Michael Bruff at 20, Richard Liebert at 2, Matthew Redmile at 5, at 6, Ian Richardson, Craig Ramage at 26, at 12, Gary Owers, 14, Andy Hughes, Dwayne Darby at 17, Alex Dyer at 16, and finally Mark Stollard at 10. The Magpies substitute: Sean Farrell at 18, Paul Gibson at 13, Kevin Rapley at 15, Paul Boland wears 8, and Dennis Pearce is number 3. Mr. Terry Hilbron is the referee. Here's Terry Butterworth, who was a former Accrington Claret chairman and now is a summariser here at Turf Moor.
Wish you'd have said a decent amateur football, David, but obviously that doesn't count. The games come thick and fast, don't they, at this time of the season? Time seems to run away from you and the games are on to you in no time. A little bit surprised. I thought that Ian Wright might get a start, but obviously the managers thought otherwise, and that could well be because of the superb reports we got of Branch's game last week at Ninian Park. Looking through their side, David, I've seen 1 or 2 about the lower leagues. They always seem to do a job. The Ramage especially, I've seen him up in the Premier League sides. They're usually a 4-4-2 outfit. We've got something to prove. They beat us 2-0 down at Meadowd Lane earlier on in the season. I think it was the January the 1st fixture. And I'd love to see Glenn Little go out on a bang. And the bookies' favourites today, 1 apiece, and the bookies often, or not often, get it wrong. Let's hope they've got it wrong today. I'm going for a Clarets win, obviously.
Sounding a wee bit like the former manager Jimmy Mullen there, Terry Butterworth. I wonder where he is these days. Anyway, it's Burnley to kick off. They'll be attacking the Jimmy McIlroy stand. As we look from the gantry here, Burnley are kicking from right to left.
And I have to say, David, I put all the winter woolies away, but up here in the crow's nest, it's really thermals weather again, and I'm going to get my guesstimate of the gate in early, and I should think just touching about 13,000.
Yes, that's a fair guesstimate for this afternoon's game. It started off quite sunny here in Burnley, but the clouds have gathered. We've had a little shower, might make it a little bit greasy. Shower it that it is, drizzle as Terry suggested, and let's hope the Clarets can gain the 3 points. And incidentally, the second place is still up for grabs if Burnley are thinking of continuing in this great form. This is Graham Branch for the Clarets, and Graham Branch, as we said on so many occasions, so deceptive, but that time he was crowded out, and Burnley having to backtrack there from that move from Graham Branch on the right hand side.
Yeah, Mickey Mellon, David, got well forward there, didn't he? Supported all the way Branchy, and he was looking to get on the end of just a flick through. Branchy thought he'd take another man on and just dispossessed at the last minute.
Glenn Little's ball forward, looking for Branch. Andy Payton's there again, scorer of his 24th goal at Ninian Park last Saturday. And the assistant gives it, in our opinion, the reverse, what we thought it were. Andy Hughes with the throw-in. Richard Liebird plays it forward. Notts County on the right-hand side here. Dwayne Darby plays it in. Opportunity quickly arises. Michael Brough, and a good challenge from Mickey Mellon denies the Magpie player.
And I'm just looking at our team sheet, David. There's a character player with number 9 on his back, but my team sheet doesn't give any number 9 on his back. Mickey Mellon, two good things in rapid succession there, supporting Branch up front and making the decisive tackle in his own box.
Yeah, they've mixed as a bottle of Notts County. They've put a different number to our team sheets, but we'll sort that out as we go through the afternoon here at Turf Moor. It's going to be Paul Crichton to kick this one. Free kick over by that cricket field stand here.
And hot from the Burnley Express lads, David, the number 9 is Stallard.
Mark Stallard, the number 9 then, got that sorted out. Glenn Little is number 7, he's on the ball now for the Clarets. Mickey Mellon. Paul Cook plays it into the box, but there is the number 6, Ian Richardson. No problem, he's a tough tackling defender, Ian Richardson, for County. And Paul Smith plays it for Graham Branch now in the inside left channel. He's got the ball taken away from him by Matthew Redmile. And Notts County now on this near side. Steve Davis is up there, another goal from him. Makes a nice change from the woodwork for Steve. He's been looking for goals all season. That's an opportunity that's just floated over the top. Certainly will, as Crichton takes the goal kick for the Clarets. Payton gets up with the head. Mellon over to Glenn Little. Last game before his 3-match suspension, of course, and the ball held up and went out momentarily. Left by Ian Richardson. Ian Richardson, a former Bradford and Middlesbrough man. No nonsense from him. And it will be his throw-in on that far side for the Magpies as Clarets look on. Mickey Mellon went rather high with the foot there. The referee spotting that in a bright green shirt, Mr. Hilbron. And Paul Cook and Glenn Little nearly lost possession there as he plays it forward for Mellon in the centre circle. Mickey Mellon inside left channel for the Clarets. Great ball for Graham Branch, and Branch plays a beautiful ball in. Andy Payton, number 25 of the season, and what a goal. What a cross from Branchy.
That's just what you want, to start like that, David. Settles everybody down. And I've got to say, I noted that Mickey Mellon, I thought he'd made a bright start, and he was instrumental in that. Threaded a lovely ball through to Branchy. He got wide, crossover, and Andy Payton, he doesn't miss from there, does he?
It seemed to take an age to drop in, but the Graham Branch cross was perfect. Andy Payton hit it in, and Bertie B goes wild here as well. Well, Andy Payton, since he was suspended, he's come back hungry as ever for goals for Burnley. And 5 minutes then, the Clarets go 1-0 into the lead here at Turf Moor. The cross comes over that back post, and a chance for a reply, deflection, and then Davis in the way. And Notts County haven't given up. Gary Brazil is their manager since the departure of Sam Allardyce last November. He left the club to go to Bolton, of course.
I'll tell you what it is, David. My co-summariser, Ray Turnant, last week, the last home game we did a turnaround. It was 0 apiece when Leigh left at half-time, and I think it finished up 2 apiece. So today I've got the first half, and I'm lucky again to get the goal. So, Ray, what do you think of the first goal?
Brilliant, a brilliant bit of play there from both Mickey Mellon and of course Graham Branch, who put a wonderful little cross. I think he's been watching Rivaldo for Barcelona, where he slides these balls low and hard across, and of course Andy Payton there, it eventually went in, so it was a great goal really.
So Notts County win a corner, the first one for them on that far side, the first corner of the game in fact, on that cricket field stand. It's going to be taken by Gary Owers on that far side. All officials obviously in green today because of the very black sort of shirts of Notts County, just to not get confused with the opposition. And it's a good corner. It came across from Owers, but Lenny John Rose clears the ball and hits the back of Graham Branch there. But don't panic, the ball's put out by Branch, and well, the Notts County player went stumbling into the cinder track there, and he was Michael Brough.
Or if he tackles you too hard, David, it's Michael B. Rough. I'd just like to see the goal again actually on video, because there's just a hint that it might have come off the defender, but no way would you give that to OG. It would be Andy Payton, and that's Crichton's in safe pair of hands.
It's a good kick from Crichton. It's one for Andy Payton to chase. Goalkeeper Darren Ward, he's out. He's a former under-21 international, Darren Ward, good goalkeeper. No relation to Stoke City's Gavin Ward, who was here not too long ago, who had a ferocious attack on him, Gavin Ward, against the Bristol Rovers fans last week, which wasn't very nice for him. It is not football. We've only had 8 minutes gone here. Burnley 1, Notts County 0. Andy Payton on 5 minutes for the Clarets. Notts County trying to mount something up here on that far side. Paul Cook's in there for Burnley. And Clarets have a throw-in over by the Bob Lord stand. I'll tell you that the next match here at Turf Moor, it's a rearranged one, the second time it's been rearranged. Tuesday the 18th, April 2000, a midweek match, 7:45. The Clarets play Gillingham. All important games, thick and fast till the end of the season, as Notts County come forward again, and Paul Smith does well. He gets that way from Andy Hughes, who attempted to cross in there.
Yeah, no dummies, David. That was a good move. It was a lovely little step over the ball here on the halfway line to his mate coming wide, and a lovely ball down corner, David.
Yes, the corner on this near side to be taken by, again, Gary Owers. Plays a great ball in, and where did that come off? Was it Paul Smith? Was it the post? Yes, it must have been Paul Smith's knee as he guarded that near post. It's the third one from Notts County, 2 in a row, and Owers again. In its near post once again, but this time it's a goal kick, and it was the number 16 who flew in, Alex Dyer, at that near post for the Magpies.
Yeah, that's what full-backs and wing-backs are there for, David, that when there's a corner they've got to take their post, you know, the one on the right side, his side, and Paul Smith there, and there was just a hint, as you said, of hitting the post, but it must have been a corner, and Paul Smith gets another, say, well defended.
Yeah, Paul Smith at left back, he's ahead of Tom Cowan, who, as mentioned, he returned from his loan spell at Cambridge, came back this week. Mickey Mellon on that far side, it's Glenn Little. Again, Richard Liebert plays it down the left side for our visitors here, but Steve Davis not really getting that one clear. In the way was Mike Stallard. County have a throw-in, and the Bob Lord stand supporters up in arms against the officials' decision. You can't win them all. Ian Richardson plays it short. Ramage goes tumbling down on that far side for Notts County. Paul Cook for Burnley plays a delightful long ball, and Graham Branch will chase that one, but out comes Darren Ward to dispatch it onto the roof of the Bob Lord stand. We'll wait for that one coming back. Well, I've been waiting a long time. Ball number 2. Mellon plays it short for Little. Too short indeed. Here's Ian Cox, who has to play it back quickly for Paul Crichton, but he gives it straight away into danger, and the ball again on this right-hand side. Andy Hughes and Cox fails to cut the danger out. Mitchell Thomas does, however, at the far post, but still raging forward is County. Give him his leg back. He came in that fast. It was Richard Libert, and my goodness, what a miss.
Missed kick of the season.
It was ecstatic there, bouncing down that left-hand side for our visitors. Completely missed his kick. And Mellon, well, it's beaten down by Ian Richardson. And Burnley have a throw-in just in their own half. And Stan Ternant, who will marshal the orders, who's got the ball, who gives it now to captain Steve Davis. We're going to take the foot off the gas, I think the word is, and Burnley to put the foot on the ball as Davis throws it. Branch doesn't get there. Mitchell Thomas was ready for venturing past the halfway line, but the ball, unluckily for him, spun out of play. And Thomas gets in there first time for Burnley. Branch goes up as well. Ian Richardson decides to fly it over everybody's head. Andy Cook, of course, again out with a thigh strain. He was unavailable for Cardiff. Ian Wright completed his 2-match ban. He's on the bench this afternoon. Thomas plays it forward here for Lenny John Rose. And now Paul Smith. Switching play to that far right-hand side. Will it run away? No, it won't. Glenn Little just kept it on that far side. 2 men quickly on him. Gives it to Graham Branch, and Branch is probably going to be caught out again. But it's a throw-in to the Clarets, adjacent the Notts County penalty area.
Superb ball, wasn't it, out to Glenn Little. At first you'd have given even Stevens that it was going to go into touch. Cross from Glenn Little, David.
Oh, it's out. The assistants flagged it out and then back in. Must have extra eyes. I couldn't see that, but he was right in line down by that corner flag as Darren Wood kicks it for County. That was a, well, Ian Cox alleged to have fouled the number 17 there, Dwayne Darby. Referee Mr Hilbron giving the advantage to our visitors.
It looked to me, David, like he was going down before it came near him. Number 17, you know the names, Dwayne Darby, yeah. And he just seemed to go down before the tackle came in, and then he was going to hold the ball, as much as say it's my free kick. It's
Paul Crichton to take the goal kick for the Clarets in that cricket field stand end of the ground. Gets it past the halfway line. Little goes up and doesn't make contact. Libert, well, he tried to play it against Glenn Little, and here's Graham Branch in the central role. It's a good ball for Andy Payton. Just couldn't get it. The tackle came in from Matthew Redmile as Payton was homing in for the Clarets second, the first corner to Burnley of this game.
Yeah, with 3-1 down on corners, David, but what matters is the one goal. Just about half a yard short, that one from Branchy to Andy. Just to hold on for it to come to him, and it was, as I said, just that bit too short. Cookie with the corner.
Paul Cook, as Terry said, on this near side with the corner, floats it to the back post. Claret men up there. That was Ian Cox's header, cleared from the byline. Glenn Little on the ball, far side for Burnley. Little does well. Mitchell Thomas just couldn't get there. Perhaps it wasn't just accurate enough, but it doesn't matter. Clarets have a throw in the visitors' half. Been the 100-mile-an-hour stuff so far. A goal to Burnley. Just what the doctor ordered. Played in for John Rose here. John Rose, can he hold it? John Rose does well. And he goes in rather ferociously, Lenny John Rose. And somehow Notts County managed to play themselves out of trouble, but they're still in their own half. Cox got it away there. Thomas doing well as the full-back on that far side. And Paul Cook here for Branch. Ooh, and gives it back. I don't think Paul Cook was really expecting that one from Graham Branch. Here's Steve Davis. Lenny John Rose, careless pass from Lenny John Rose, but the ball back in the capable hands of Paul Crichton. Well, not hands, feet at the moment as he kicks long past the halfway line. Branch is there again, finds Little. Little gives it back to Thomas on the halfway line, plays it up again for Branch, and Richardson over the top of Branch to put the ball into touch, and it's a Claret throw-in.
Yeah, just guilty of slightly over-elaborating, weren't we? We could have found feet quite easily, but we just wanted to be perfect. Glenn's nearly through there. and I thought that Derby was just into offside, and the linesman on the far side in front of the Bob Lord faithful didn't give it, so I'm going to watch that incident very clearly should it happen again, David, because it was well offside, I thought.
Yeah, officials are watching very closely from the gantry as the ball once again spins out of play. Stan Turnip comes to the edge of his box, if you like, and Steve Davis with the throw-in. Payton's up there. Matthew Redmile in possession for the Magpies. The Clarets look on as Notts County attempt to move this ball out of their half. Good play again from Mitchell Thomas, but Ian Cox here, back for Crichton, kicks it first time, scoops it high. John Rose is in, but Notts County win that one. Picked up by Mellon. Cook, well, that wasn't really intended. Redmile, Richardson gets it away, and Little comes forward on the halfway line, twists and turns. John Rose, Scott Smith, but he's taking that touch is just too much. A touch too much. I think there's a song about that one.
It's a score hit, David. I think it might have been the selector of the beats. You've done too much, married with a kid, you should be having fun. I think it's something like that anyway. I'm certainly not going to sing anymore, but at times it's just a bit hot potato-ish, isn't it?
Well, here's Paul Smith. Just couldn't get it through to Glenn Little, but John Rose does well. Oh, and that didn't come off, but you could see where they were aiming for Andy Payton, who was buzzing again in that Notts County penalty area. Here's Glenn Little now, a dangerous position for County. Can he take him on? Can he score the goal even? He's screaming for the ball, is Branch on that far side, but I thought he was going to do something what he did against Bristol Rovers, but not to be. John Rose to chase this one. The referee gives a free kick to Burnley. Dangerous position for County.
Yeah, it's dangerous for County, but I was just laughing, David, there. Quite a few errors in about 2 or 3 minutes. Players not finding the men, but what was pleasing was, as soon as we lost possession, chased and harried and forced them into the mistakes, and we gained possession immediately. Whilst we're just waiting for this free kick, David, I've said my estimate of the gate. Ray's got his. What do you think?
12.5.
You say 12.5. Well, Ray says 11.3.
Right. So we all got the guesstimates. We'll see what happens when Ian Bannister announced the gates end of the game. Paul Cook's grasp. Payton! He just didn't get the head of it. Hit it right down the feet of Darren Ward, and it was so easy for the keeper in the end. Got the right connection there, Terry.
No, he didn't. You put your mortgage on him scoring there, David, unmarked in the box. But what was interesting was a free kick we haven't seen before, where they shaped up and it came from the wrong angle. That's a good cross.
Oh, and at the far post, Ian Cox was there. Oh, so also was Richard Liebert. But that's thankfully a goal kick to Burnley. That could have been dangerous from our visitors here. Interesting that the Gary Brazil's assistant at Meadow Lane is Graham Barrow, the former Rochdale and Chester manager, who lost his job with Rochdale not too long ago. Doing an admirable job at Meadow Lane. This is Branch, and that's the corner to the Clarets on the far side.
Good centre forward play there by Andy Payton. Wins the flick header, and ball falls down and just slots it through to Branch here. That was good play, but he should have scored the header.
I will create chances. Little with the corner to the back post. Davis is up there over the head of Steve Davis. 2 men go down, one in claret, one in black and white stripes. That's out. Well, it is now. Well, it would have been, yeah.
Thanks, Kenneth. Yeah. What did he say? It's out. It is now, yeah. So I think this is our 4th corner.
4th corner as Little takes it for the Clarets again, but it's out of play according to the assistant on this near side. Thought it was going to be another corker right to the back post, but obviously the assistant got good eyes. And Glenn, of course, didn't think it was out. What do you expect that? Goal kick then to Notts County. They're looking and pushing for a playoff spot just outside at the moment. Whoops. Strange one, but it fell rather fortunately to Hughes, who plays it forward. Well, they're certainly knocking the ball about. Dwayne Darby here. And there's Ian Cox doing a marvellous job, but has it taken away by Darby again. Played in, Cook glancing header over to that far post for Burnley, and still County in possession. Owers, and it was a good effort from Owers, and it was a good save from Crichton.
Yeah, Crime put it over from Owers, didn't he, David? And he needed to do, because he struck that really well. And this is their fourth corner.
Yeah, they've certainly come here attack-minded, as the ball played in once again, and Owers it was who put it in, and Paul Cook put it out, and Payton has possession back for Paul Cook, onto the head of a rather surprised County player there. Ward into action here for visitors. Richardson can't get hold of it, but Mickey Mellon can. Thomas peeling away on that far side. Mellon still in possession midfield for Burnley. Here's Lenny John Rose. Thomas plays it forward for Little on the right wing for the Clarets. Corner.
Well, you said they came to attack, David. Not so sure about that. It could be the first goal that we got so early. Has had to bring them out. But it's end-to-end stuff at the moment.
Yeah, it's certainly been entertaining. As the corner again from Little. Keep it in this time, and it's a good one. But headed away by Alex Dyer. The ball played in again. Payton's in the midst of the 6-yard box. Burnley can't get a foot on it, or indeed a head on it. Here's Smith for the Clarets. And Ian Cox couldn't really find a Claret there, but that's out. Paul Smith to take this throw-in for the Clarets then. Cox gives it in back. And Smith's right foot cross on this occasion, looking for Payton, but again eased out by Gary Owers, only as far as Glenn Little, who heads forward for Graham Branch. Branch running the wrong way, unfortunately, but taken away from him by Craig Ramage. Free kick to Notts County. Graham Branch, a spot of fouling from the speedy pace man.
Our statistician in the first half, David, he just says there's been 9 corners up to now, and that's 9 corners in 25 minutes, and only 4 free kicks he makes it, so that's pretty open game.
The ball played in again. Crichton's up for that one to catch. And Paul Smith on this near side for Burnley, asking the questions. Graham Branch. Oops, that's a Burnley throw-in.
And Branchy nearly made a good ball out of what was a bad ball, really, David, there, because he did a lot of running for that. But Smith were a bit short on support there.
He didn't, yes, he was asking for the options, and Lenny John Rose picks it up from Smith, and John Rose square ball in for Paul Cook. Branch. Paul Cook, Payton. Payton turns wonderfully well. Good shot from Payton, just inside the area. Good turn, good shot from the Paddy and Predator.
I don't know what his weight is, David. I know what his height's about 5'10", something like that, but he's worth his weight in goal. That's what I'm really trying to say, because it was a good turn and he struck it well, and we were admiring their shooting, their distance shooting, just a few minutes ago, but that was about the closest to the crossbar we've seen up to yet.
It certainly has. Payton bang on form as always. Got a 3-year contract to take him, well, to his mid-30s perhaps. And the assistant, Mr. Heilbron, awarding County a free kick, taken rather hurriedly by Owers. But Burnley and Mellon, that ball's gonna, is it? No, it's stopped in, but Branch is quick to nip in. Mellon plays a brilliant ball for Payton. He needs some support. Oh! Free kick. Payton brought down. And a free kick.
Andy Payton, when he took that ball, David, there were 5 defenders, so he had to hold the ball up, wait for support, but didn't he do well? He just couldn't get the ball out wide, so he invites the challenge, and if I say go down, I don't mean he cheated. It was definitely a foul, but again, that's good play by a forward.
Yeah, free kick then to the Clarets. Paul Cook setting himself up for this, as well as Paul Smith. Would it be a short tap to Paul Smith behind it? It's Smith, it's Cook that takes it. Davies is up there. Glancing header which didn't come off for the Burnley captain, and a goal kick to Notts County. Yeah, it's that sort of surface that's got a bit of grease on top with that drizzle earlier on. Get a shot on with the keeper, it might just fizz out, squirm away from the keeper. It's not easy. And Notts County are in possession. Andy Hughes plays it again, tries to get the return from Stallard, but Smith is there for the Clarets, who plays it, keeps it in play. Here's Lenny John Rose with his back to Gary Owers. Again, Smith takes a long one just over the head of Graham Branch. He leapt as high as he possibly could there, and Darren Ward has to kick rather hurriedly again over to that far side. Chasing that one is Dwayne Darby. Ian Richardson in possession for Notts County now. Trying to find Darby, but Cook's there. Bends the ball, he's looking for Andy Payton, but it's Alex Dyer who gives it back. Payton's never give up. Andy Payton chasing Darren Ward, and Cox, cool as you like for Thomas, as the Mike Stollard was homing in there. And Thomas plays it long down the right side. I would say so, thank you very much. It's a bit winded there, is Graham Branch from that challenge from Dyer.
So his clearance wasn't the best for that. Shall we ask Ray just on the off-hour, David, what he thinks? Ray?
Well, they thoroughly deserve the 1-0 lead. I can say that without a shadow of a doubt. But I'm still not happy with a 1-0 lead, you know. And I'd certainly try to build on this.
Well, Payton got his head to that one, but there was Darren Ward. And as Ray said, are we happy with 1-0? Of course we're not. We want more goals here, and just keep marching through till the beginning of May, and then, as Stan Turner quite rightly said, we'll see where it takes us, and it's probably going to be in that top 6 at least. Paul Smith skidded again on the turf, but Mickey Mellon picks it up on that far side for Burnley. Now, is he going to get a ball over? He's got support here with Little inside right channel. He slipped as he crossed it in. Claims given. Oh, and Payton's shot took a deflection, and Darren Ward in the right place at the right time, but the claims were on for a penalty.
Well, you had to pick me up, David, because I saw Paul Smith there with his right foot firing one of our men at some distance. That was good. But Andy Payton, up to now, you know, he could have had a hat-trick, because that was a definite chance. And the header before, Smithy on the ball, David.
Again, he was looking for Andy Payton. Again, Dyer was there, and Paul Smith once again on this near side leaves it here for Paul Cook. Paul Cook stabs it in for Branch. Branch with his back to goal, looking for support, looking for options, finds Mickey Mellon. Have to be quick. Lenny John Rose picks it out. John Rose takes it to that far byline. Mellon distributes it quickly, but distributes it rather carelessly, and the ball in no man's land as far as the Claret supporters are concerned. Darren Ward picks it up, and he's going to kick long down towards the cricket field stand on the half-hour mark here. Burnley 1, Notts County 0. Payton on 5 for the Clarets.
Payton on fire, David. Payton on fire, because superb goal from Branch here into OG, but Andy Payton notched the header, which really could have scored, and just a slightly better angle there on his shot and his hat-trick inside 32 minutes.
Yeah, he's certainly done it again, and heading for, I would think he'd be looking for 30 by the end of the campaign, but it's all about the promotion to Division 1 at the end of the day, and the lad, well, he's claimed for it. Dwayne Darby, he's got it. He's been a bit tricky on this near side for the visitors, and he's won a free kick. He's won it, definitely.
Yeah, what you've got to do there, David, is to say, there you go, you can have the touch line. I'm not going to touch, I'm going to get out of the way so as you can have an easy run into the box. If you believe that, you believe anything.
It's a bit of a con-trick. So, free kick comes in, it's a dangerous one. Oh, that was the side netting. Blimey, as the man said below me. A bit of heart-rendering there, but thankfully it was in the right side of the net.
And I'll tell you what, Lenny John Rose there was being asked by his teammates what was the head of Lenny, and he thought he probably got more on it than he did, but really when he just flicked it back, he was the luckiest man on Turf Moor, because it fell right to the feet of their forward, who tamely really just plonked it into the side netting.
Certainly was. Notts County pick it up just in the Burnley half here. Stallard leaving it. The ball played wide again here for Andy Hughes, and Andy Hughes comes bombing to this byline. Good challenge by Steve Davis, and another corner to Notts County as we've passed the half-hour mark here at Turf Moor. This is their 5th corner at Turf Moor. Yeah, we've had 5 apiece in corners with a 1-0 scoreline to the Clarets, and it's going to be Ois to take yet another one for County. Headed away that time by Thomas for Burnley. Only half cleared though. It's County in possession again. Like to aim for Hughes. Cryer always says, I didn't really want it, but I've got it. He stabs it forward. Hughes to chase this one. Thomas to clear it for Burnley. Played up here for Payton, who gets a header to it. There's no other Claret forward past the halfway line. And played by Michael Brough. Payton turns well again, looks sharp, doesn't he, Andy Payton? Here's Paul Cook, ventures into the Notts County half of the field, plays it forward for Mickey Mellon. Mickey Mellon has difficulty controlling it. The ball's whipped out of play. Claret's throw. And the crowd just showed a bit of frustration there, David, when they had possession, but it just counted round. You didn't have to count, you just have to look at our most forward player. It was Andy Payton, and with 10 men behind the ball. That's working hard and not giving any room, any space to the county side. Certainly is, as the ball played in again. Andy Payton gets a tap from behind. Alex Dyer just says sorry about that, and it's free kick to Burnley. Referee not saying a right lot, nothing malicious, just a tap, and down you go.
And we can confirm, I think, David, that Andy Payton is definitely not Bertie B, because Bertie B's somewhere knocking about the pitch and Andy Payton's on the pitch.
Cannot both, really, can we? But Glenn Little, different one. Redmile gets in the way. Paul Cook! He just hammers it wide of that upright, the right-hand side of Darren Ward. I'd like to see Paul Cook shooting more often. He did get a couple of goals, one in the FA Cup, but hasn't had too many shots since he managed to notch on a couple of occasions for Burnley.
Yeah, I remember the screamer a few months ago now, and that went like a rocket, didn't it? He's had 3, do you think? Yeah, I have a voting paper for Aki Clarets, David, for my goal of the season. Now, I haven't seen many away games, I've only been to 4, but I think the one that I'm really going to vote for is the Glenn Little one, where he beat about 4 men, the individual effort. I thought that was excellent a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I remember that was against Burnley had 10 men that day. Andy Payton got his marching orders, as we don't like to remember, but he served a 3-match ban, and Glenn Little hammered it. Bristol Rovers was the match, and we thought then we were going to go for the top spot. Still chance for second spot. Graham Branch taking over here, Mickey Mellon, but only one man up. Andy Payton is probably enough. Brought down, not given, not given. Pushed away, I don't know. It wasn't legal.
Ooh, fair justification, David, that I think it was more shoulder, but shoulder charges these days that many referees, you know, give it a foul, but that to me looked like an old-fashioned shoulder charge. Love to see that one again. He did right. He took him off balance and went down, but a surging run into the box, and he is good when he gets in those forward positions, Mickey Mellon, bearing down on goals, but instead he went down on the turf.
He certainly did. He was going at some pace. I suppose when you're put off balance like that, you do come crashing down. But Mickey Mellon, as we remember, scoring some excellent goals. The one against Blackpool sort of sticks in our mind. It was a sweet one. That was a Sunday afternoon game, as we recall. And this, yeah, against his former club, of course, who are struggling for their lives at the foot of the table. That's a free kick. That was Red Mile on Graham Branch. Clarets have a free kick, edge of the county area.
Now then, we have a chance here, David, of Steve Davis thunderbolt, but that means woodwork bound. Or we could do the move we had just a few minutes ago, when it was slightly wider, where Cookit shaped away, walked away to his right, and then turned with an acute angle and chipped it in. It looks like Stevie Davis, but who knows? And if we don't know, I'm damn sure that, that I'm not sure whether the defenders know.
Right. Massive wall has appeared. Magpies are sat on the fence, as it were. Burnley could nick this one.
About 7-8 yards.
They weren't the 7-8 yards from the referee. He's asking the wall to move back. Davis hits the Magpies, literally knocks them all over the place, and the ball back in the Burnley half. Surprisingly hit that with some venom, did Davis.
He did, David. He was must have been watching all these. Andy Payton cleared away. He must have been watching all these videos. Has seen himself hit the woodwork and he'd aim there. But I'll tell you what, that Magpie thinks he's back up a tree in Scott Park.
He certainly does. The ball played back for Paul Crichton, and I must have felt the weft of that shot, I think the word is. Yeah, I think Ray's been in something like that when he played in the late 60s, early 70s, and well, remember him playing it right full-back for Burnley, many occasions for the Clarets. He'll be doing the second half, summarising, incidentally, at Turf Moor. And Terry will be on the old paperwork again, typing away, doing the stats. It's Lenny John Rose. Just can't get control. Richardson plays it forward. Mitchell Thomas sticks out a long, lean leg for Burnley. He plays it high in the sky again. Lenny John Rose is there. Bit of rough and tumble with Richardson. And Graham Branch picks it up for the Clarets. Paul Smith. Left-hand side. Branch got past his man. Red Mile let him go. Cross comes in. Payton's there on the 6-yard line. Whoa, under your foot, Graham. He gets another bite of the cherry. Graham Branch, a right foot cross this time. It's not a good one. Falls to Mellon, and Clarets can't find Clarets. And Ward kicks it away. Good header from Thomas. Little struggling to get there. Richardson whacks it high into touch. "39 minutes gone, Terry."
That was the coolest back pass I've seen all season, David. There must have been 18 players in about 20-yard distance of him and straight back to the keeper. Perhaps it's the defender who just got smacked with a Steve Davis shot. Where am I?
Oh, there you are. There you are. It's, they're trying to get the ball away. Richardson hammers it again. Good play from Notts County as Paul Smith gets himself in the way. John Rose does well to find Branch. And Branch, right foot, left foot, Paul Cook. Well, it was good enough idea, and Hughes for County, who really likes to fly down this near side. Hughes' cross, but Thomas finds John Rose. Don't panic, he never does. That's the thing, he never does. Paul Smith and Branch centre forward role here. He moves. He looks. Another left foot has appeared. Paul Cook. Paul Smith. John Rose. Which way they're going to go this time? Over to that far side. Switch play by Lenny John Rose. Mitchell Thomas. Payton gets the ball, and it's a Claret throw-in. Bertie B gives it to Thomas, and Thomas says, I don't want it. Glenn Little will take the throw in. Andy Payton looking for it, moving quickly. Back for Glenn Little. Right-hand side for the Clarets. Watched closely by Liburd. The ball played in, and goalkeeper does well. Darren Ward collects it on 6 yards. Sort of hung on in there to sort of grasp that from the sky.
Just a slight misunderstanding there. The players were coming back, and Cookie thought they kept on, and he's caught that on the inner thigh. And I'm entitled to say the inner thigh, David, because he's still standing on his feet, and that's why we know. Lenny John Rose biting feet there, back to the keeper. He'll drift it long, I'm thinking, awfully into touch.
The ball played up again. Cox is in there. Branch goes up like a, a dying swan. And Clarets throw in. Gary Owers looks at disgust at the assistant on this near side, but he's given it to the Clarets. John Rose for Smith. Given away that time by Paul Smith, who was looking to play a 1-2, I would think. And quickly away is Andy Hughes for Notts County, just past the halfway line. Alex Dyer picks it up for the Magpies, left-hand side for them. Played in again, Mitchell Thomas doing the cover work. That was a foul on the former Tottenham defender, as Terry would confirm that.
Not just the defender, David, but we won't go into that. I'll tell you what, this Hughes is a bit pacey, isn't he, for them? If you know, he took Stevie Davis on a bit earlier and got round the back, and he's caused 1 or 2 problems. And if he gets the right service, a bit like we keep saying about our Glenn Little, if he gets the right service, this Hughes, he could cause us some damage. And I do like the look of this Stallard. He holds the ball up and distributes it well, and he's hardly given the ball away yet.
Yes, he does look a strong striker, doesn't he? And County will keep pushing forward because they trail by a goal to nil. Burnley will be looking to pile on the pressure to our visitors here. A 2-goal cushion would perhaps be better. About 3 minutes to go before half-time, before we all get warmed up with the excellent pies here at Turf Moor, and perhaps a shot of the hard stuff. Bovril for Terry, he doesn't drink.
The reason why I don't drink, David, is I've left my flask at home. But it is Saturday, so tonight perhaps we just might celebrate a Clarets victory and 3 points. Smithy with the throw on this near side. Branchy held all over and tugged.
Redmile. He went a few miles to hold him, Redmile, as Payton looks to take the ball away from Dyer, and Ward kicks it into the grey afternoon sky here. Floodlights are now on here at Turf Moor, but if it had been sunshine we wouldn't have needed those, I don't think. It's that man Hughes again here on this near side. Andy Hughes, who leaves it this time for Owers. He's the dead ball kicker for County. Played over for Richard Liebert here, who's run himself into trouble, but somehow Owers gets the ball back. Alex Dyer picks it up again, just in the Burnley half. Dyer takes the return. Little looks on. Stallard. Owers. And John Rose in. Well won by Lenny John Rose. And Paul Smith takes over for the Clarets, but it's over Mickey Mellon's head. Andy Payton looks in a little bit of disgust there as he was trying to home in on the Notts County goal mouth. Redmile again plays it for Dyer, the number 16 for Notts County. With about a minute remaining, or perhaps half a minute, not much stoppage time to be added. As the fourth official is down there. It's a minute actually required, another minute to go then before the first half draws to a close. Still County have it. Dyer plays it forward once again. Redmile can't get there. Glenn Little is there for Burnley. Needs a runner, but up for Andy Payton, who controls the ball well on his chest. Payton, Branch does well. Shot too early perhaps, but forced to save out to Darren Ward. But he is playing as a front man, and I suppose you've got to shoot, Terry.
You have, and there were some surprises there. That's a foul. 1 or 2 people thought that Branchy was offside there. Ray at the side of me thought, oh, it looks offside, but then suddenly he was well onside. And really you would have thought he could have taken it on just that bit further instead of having a shot for about 25-30 yards. I'll sum up David now. I think with good value for the 1-0 win. They look like they can play a bit, but Andy Payton could have. I'm looking at Ray there with statistics, but Andy Payton to me could have had a hat-trick in this first half. He'd be my man of the match of the first half.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment of that first half, Terry. And the ball back with Darren Ward, who has to hurriedly kick again onto this near side. Handball claimed, handball not given, but Burnley pick it up anyway. The claim was on Dwayne Darby, the number 17, but Mickey Mellon for Burnley plays it right-hand side for the Clarets. It's going to run away, is it? Yes, oops. Well, it hit the corner flag and then bounced off Glenn Little's boot, so goal kick and the half-time whistle goes. An excellent performance from Burnley in the first half. A 1-0 lead in which Andy Payton, as Terry said, could have had a hat-trick. Graham Branch supplied the cross, Andy Payton finished, and it's been a good half. Let's hope for more.
I did say 1-0 win, David, but I meant a 1-0 at half-time. So Ray Turnant for the second half.
Welcome back to the second half, and with special thanks to Trevor Stephen and Derek Scott for pulling the striker draw lottery numbers out. There were 24 off our numbers. That's the closest we've been, so think on. If you want to win, you've got to buy a ticket. It's Notts County to kick this second half off, and away we go. And with me doing the summary, former Claret who played the late 60s, early 70s, Ray Turnant.
Well, let's just hope we can get another one out of this total, Dave, because I don't think one's enough. I mean, really, the defence have been playing well, so let's just keep it tight and try to knock another goal in. Just make it 100% sure, because the results at half-time around the country are against us, really. So we've just got to win every match, Dave, and that's as simple as that, isn't it?
Yeah, win every game, Ray, as Stan would say, and we'll see where it takes us. Exactly, no truer word said. Don't look at the other teams, but unfortunately I do a lot. Mitchell Thomas with the header, always plays it forward for County. Paul Smith is there. Steve Davis looks on, the Burnley captain, and Paul Smith plays a long ball down the left-hand side. Graham Branch, good reception for Trevor Stephen, and up! Payton shooting across the face, chased by Little, and it's a Burnley throw-in. A while since Trevor Stephen was at Turf Moor, played a great part in Everton and Glasgow Rangers before his retirement.
Well, there's just been a sort of a great half chance here, created on the left-hand side there, and it ended up with Glenn actually winning the throw-in on the right-hand side, and now they've just won a free kick just outside the box. But and here's another chance. Well, this is where we like to see Glenn, isn't it? Out on this right-hand side, creating havoc.
The ball played in again, and the chance for Davis, right into the arms of Darren Ward. And no sign of the woodwork, but the goalkeeper on that occasion denying Steve Davis a goal for the Clarets. The ball spins out of play again on that far side. Good start in the second half.
Yeah, and he just tried to place it, I think, there, Dave, didn't he? Instead of trying to having a good lash at it. Probably that would have been a better outcome. But I tell you what, I've watched Andy Payton this first half, and I mean, he's been absolutely tremendous, this guy. He's such quick feet that he's pulling them all about there, and I tell you what, they've got a game on to look after him today.
Yeah, he's maturing with age, Andy Payton, as Ray said, like a good claret wine, vintage, and Smith as well there on the left-back row, who plays it across the field, looking for Little. And number two's there, Richard Liebert. Mitchell Thomas picks it up for Burnley down the flank here. Lenny John Rose will get in, and Richardson has to play it out for Notts County. Gives away a throw-in. Glenn Little awaits for the ball. It's gone in the lower terrace of the James Hargreaves stand here. Little. Wonderful stuff. Glenn gets a corner. It's the first one for anybody in the second half. The stat book has disappeared. We've found it again. And it will be Glenn Little. Again waits for the ball to place it down for the dead ball situation. Into the centre. Davis was up there, but Richardson took it away from his head, and Cox plays it back for Paul Smith, but that's going to be again a challenge came in from Derby, and Smith takes it long into the box. Thomas was there. John Rose is there now, and Paul Cook lofts it in. Thomas, assistants flagging, free kick to the Clarets, going over the top of Mitchell Thomas, the Burnley fullback. It's going to be Paul Cook again to take a quickly taken free kick. Was anybody ready, I wonder? Paul Cook stabs it in for Smith, but Derby's obstructing Paul Smith. I'm sure, no, the referee, the assistant's given a goal kick to our visitors, Notts County, and sometimes wonder about the decisions.
I'm just saying, Dave, in that instance there, why are the referees and linesmen not got the courage to give a free kick against the opposing player? That is a deliberate obstruction, you know, and I mean, it just seems to have gone out the game now, doesn't it? It's unbelievable, that.
How they can let things go like that, but Burnley get it up with Branch, who heads it on. Darren Ward picks it up, the county keeper. Very gloomy weather, is a lot of mist about. Davis plays it forward, looking for Branch. Richardson's there for the Magpies. Thomas is there for the Clarets. And Owers has it dispossessed from John Rose, but Cox does not get the ball clear. Paul Cook to the rescue here. Quietly, calmly plays it out for Thomas on this near side for Burnley. Little nice stab in for Branch. Branch plays it back here for captain Steve Davis. Nice weighted ball over for Ian Cox. Payton. And Payton still grappling away. Gets the ball to Cox. Smith. He has in turn again to go back, this time to Paul Cook in the Burnley half. He gives it a good thump downfield, but Red Miles there. Free kick given, an offside against Graham Branch there. Darren Ward to take this one.
Just think they were passing about just nicely there, and instead of looking for this killer ball, just pass it about and just keep. At least you've got possession of it. If you've got possession of it, they can't score. And I'd just like to see the Clarets do that a bit more and let them run the legs off this side, you know, because while you got possession, like I say, they cannot score a goal. And Paul Cook there looked for the killer ball, and of course Graham Branch was offside there. But that's what you want from a midfield man, to just hold it and have that confidence and knock it about a bit.
Alex Dyer now having to switch it to this left-hand side. Richardson, Ian Richardson in possession, plays a long ball over to that far post, over the head of Mitchell Thomas, and it's that live wire derby, and the referee spots something there. Free kick to the Clarets in that Burnley goal mouth. So that went down the pan for the visitors. Coming up to 7 minutes in the second half gone so far.
Yeah, and it's even Steve in the second half, but like I say, I think they've still got a bit of a sting in the tail of this Notts County side, and I'll be very, very careful there, because this guy up front is he looked a bit cool there when he got it just over the top of the Ian Cox there. So they've still got to be very, very tight at the back, very, very tight.
Richardson with the throw-in, back for his keeper Darren Ward, who's going to take the ball outside his 18-yard area. Plenty of leverage on this kick from him. Ian Cox is there with the head. Ian Cox slices the ball as he attempted to clear that one. Little gets the glancing header. Battling away is Mickey Mellon. Liebert wins himself a throw-in for Notts County. Liebert takes the return. Right foot cross from him to the back post. A dangerous one, but Thomas is there again with the expandable neck. First corner to County of the second half then. That man, as always, Gary Owers to take it. The referee looking at the substitution situation, and County are withdrawing Michael Brough, I think it is. Michael Brough is coming off for the Magpies.
Substitution corners can play for number 18, Sean Farrell.
Sean Farrell on for Michael Brough then for County. Early substitution in the second half for our visitors, and the corner can go ahead from Owers on that far side. It's a good one. Thomas gets in there as well for Burnley. Thomas is there. Thomas, well, nothing given. Richardson heads it down. Stallard, and a deflection as it went across. And Cook's there. Cox clears the danger as Cook played it in. Again, Burnley failing to get the ball away to clear the lines. Stabbed in again. Mickey Mellon aloft. Couldn't get his foot to it. Ramage for County. Plays it wide on that far side. Andy Hughes looking for the return here. He gets it. The ball played in over Dyer. A good shot hit Steve Davis on the way through. It was Ramage's effort, a hard driven shot, and Burnley on the counter-attack with Glenn Little. And Owens chasing him all the way. Little's cross, it's over the keeper, is it? No, he's caught it well. Darren Ward, an early ball played in by Glenn Little. Chased all the way by Owens. And the referee awards it to the Clarets then, as the second half hots up.
Well, Glenn had a superb run then. I think he took that Gary Owens with him. And me and Terry's just discussed his fitness levels now. And I think he's breathing a little bit heavy as Gary Owens now. And I think he'll be hiding a bit for a couple of minutes to get his breath back. But just a bit overhit by Glenn there. Normally he screws that ball in like David Beckham, but it was just a bit overhit there for Andy Payton. So the chance gone.
Yeah, the ball bouncing away there. So Notts County, who again wait for the ball. It's going to be a goal kick to them. Burnley bench, bit of activity going on over there. Whether Stan will introduce Ian Wright in this second half, we'll just have to see. Complete his two-match ban, of course.
I'm saying I just think that he'll possibly bring Branchy up and put Righty on just to see how they work together. Or he possibly, like you say, he could bring Glenn up, because Glenn will. Well, I wouldn't do that personally. I'd leave Glenn on and give him the full match. But I'd certainly look at pulling Branchy off. You know.
Yeah, it's a possibility that I don't think we've seen together. Payton and Ian Wright, of course, but you never know. Manager's choice. Paul Cook sprays it left-hand side. Paul Smith for Graham Branch. Branch with Redmile at his feet. Cross comes in. Dyer heads away for County. The ball left by Paul Smith. Clarets throwing.
Well, a great link-up play by Andy Payton there. Quick 1-2s of Paul Cook, and a good build-up there. But just unfortunate, the final ball wasn't of the quality that you desire there. It's always got this. You've got this final ball. It never comes in right. Branchy did it in the first half, and we got a goal off it. And you saw Rivaldo playing for again Barcelona and Chelsea the other night. How he whipped those balls with his left foot, you know, low and hard, and nothing can come of them.
Yeah, he does it well, does Graham Branch. He gets past his marker, but the ball has to be, as Ray said, bob on. Payton's header. Mickey Mellon picks it up for the Clarets. Running at this Notts County. A chance here for Payton. Can he finish? Oh, a good save from Ward. Straight at the keeper. Unusually for Andy Payton. I was ready to say 2-0, but it didn't happen.
Well, you would have put your mortgage on him scoring there, wouldn't you? Andy Payton through the middle. The linesman put his flag up, hesitated, took it down, and we actually got a strike on goal there. But, well, like I said, you'd bet your life on Andy Payton scoring there, straight at the goalkeeper. Anyway, we're in another dangerous situation with Glenn here.
Glenn wins a throw-in. Leaving it for Mitchell Thomas. He needs options to throw to. John Rose is making the run in. And John Rose, oh, it's kept in. The Claret man picks it up in Mickey Mellon. Back here for Thomas. Oops, Richardson goes in with a challenge, and Mickey Mellon can't get control. But it's the Claret throw-in once again on the near side. And Thomas elected to take it. John Rose, good turn, but he never really went anywhere with that one, as Cook off. And here's Payton. Shot, deflection, Cook over the top. That was dipping under the bar. Ward did well to clip it over.
Well, Andy Payton did his best there again. Nice half turn, a half shot, and it ricocheted off the defender, and Paul Cook was coming in there, and it lobbed over the goalkeeper, and he made a nice little save there, nice height for him, just tipped over the bar, and here's Glenn with a corner here.
Second corner of the second half for the Clarets. Dyer gets the head to that one. John Rose stabs it right hand side, but it's not going to reach Glenn. Given away by Liebert, and third corner for the Clarets in the second half then. The pressure piling on the Magpies as the Clarets look to build on this 1-0 lead here. It's going to be Glenn Little once again. Back post, Thomas, he's up there. Payton chases that one, and that runs away from the Burnley striker. But John Rose doesn't go too far away. It's Lenny John Rose again for Little, near side for the Clarets. watched by Liebert very closely. Good cross, but the goalkeeper, Ward, collects that in his 6-yard box. Throws it out to relieve a bit of pressure for Notts County. But Burnley come forward again, this time Paul Smith. Graham Branch. Branch looks to run at this Notts County defence, does well, and it's overhit. Well, it was, could have been a cross-come shot, but it's gone out.
Yeah, he just overhit it there, didn't he, Graham Branch? Got himself in a good position. And like I say, that's when you need the quality, Dave, isn't it? That's when you need that quality ball to come in, where he just overhit it.
Payton gets the ball back for Burnley. Andy Payton with Graham Branch here. And somehow the both players come away with the ball. It's still Graham Branch. Good play from Branch, but Branch wasn't following it through. It would have been a great move. Lenny John Rose thought Branch was going to latch onto that one, but well, he didn't go. Whether he was held, I don't know.
No, and I just think that he'd run out a bit of steam there, Dave, actually, because he'd actually gone past that player and he'd poked it to I can't even say his name now, Lenny John Rose, and he didn't go for the return ball, which made him look a bit daft. But that's it. Football can make you do that in certain situations, just like pronunciation of names.
So County into the Burnley half here with that throw-in. Thomas, Claret's defender. John Rose and Mellon can't get to it. Little manages to push it forward. And Andy Payton on the halfway line. Now Andy Payton looks for options. Hasn't got a lot on, but Mellon's come to his assistant on this right-hand side. Mellon's cross is a good one. Branch is up there. But so too is Redmile. And a corner for the Clarets. Fourth corner, second half.
Once again, you saw Andy Payton involved there, Dave, didn't you? What a match he's having. If you're looking for a man of the match, you've got to knock up on the number 10, have you? He's played tremendous today. And I think with Wright, he's sitting on the bench, he knows that he's got to do it. And it's added another dimension to his game, I think.
Ooh, that was a header wide by Ian Cox. The dead ball situation on that left-hand side, he got a good connection to it, but unfortunately for him, it was wide of the left-hand upright of the county keeper, Darren Ward. He gives his side a goal kick now, and the referee, second substitution for the Magpies. Coming off is Dwayne Darby, and coming on is Kevin Rapley.
I tell you what, Dave, I think that's a bad situation, or a bad substitution, should I say, because I think he's been the most dangerous man in the park up front for Notts County, and I'd be pleased to see the back of him, to be honest. If I was Steve Davis or Mitchell Thomas, I'd say thank you very much. I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah, and the reaction from the Notts County fans in that cricket field stand was greeted by boos to that substitution. And as Ray said, he'd been one of the more prominent players for County, but whether he's got a knock as well, we really don't know. But, well, a change perhaps to County's approach in this second half. They take a free kick with Richardson into the arms of the Burnley keeper, Paul Crichton. We've had 17.5 minutes of the second half. It reads Burnley 1, Notts County 0. Andy Payton on 5 minutes for the Clarets. Alex Dyer plays it long. Mitchell Thomas, Ian Cox, I beg your pardon, in the way, and Paul Cook picks it up here on the halfway line. Little overstrides the ball, leaves it for Mitchell Thomas. Mellon claims handball not given, probably because it wasn't. Owers, John Rose stabbed at his foot there, and Craig Ramage comes forward for the Magpies. Ramage floats within the assistant's flagging near side. It's offside. It's a free kick to Burnley.
Nice cheeky one by Paul Cook there, wasn't it? He just took the ball and strode forward 20 yards and took the short free kick, and the referees have none of that, and he's obviously pulled him back. Obviously took the free kick from 10 yards further on than it should have been. A nice little cheeky move by Paul Cook there, though.
It's the Magpies' first offside in the second half, but they've hardly been up there. They haven't been in the second half in the Burnley half, so the statistics tell it all. And Payton chasing that one with Richardson. Ian Richardson, who does well to take the ball away from the Paddy and Predator. And we have a throw-in on the near side, just under the lower tier of the James Hargreaves stands here at Turf Moor. Little picks it up here for the Clarets. One way. Cross comes in, a good cross. Branch's header. Oh, and a good save in the end by Darren Ward again. Good cross from Little, great wing play, and a good finish from Branch.
Yeah, and that's where you see Glenn at his best there, isn't it? A great cross on Glenn there. He actually bent it round the guy. He didn't even beat him, just bent it round him.
Burnley's fifth corner of the second half. Davis is up there. And Owers comes away with it for Notts County. On this near side, it looks like a break on for them. And Smith goes in, and it's rather a late challenge. He sort of mistimed himself, Paul Smith, and took the number 9, who is in fact Mark Stellard. A free kick for them. Looks like it's going to be Alex Dyer to oblige. Referee Mr. Hilbron, Halesome, County Durham. He awarded that free kick, which is going to be taken by Dyer for Notts County now. Left foot kick to the back post. Crichton comes, punches. Well, he doesn't actually get contact as the ball finds it with Graham Branch, but Ramage takes it away from him. And County consequently go on the far side with Andy Hughes. Good turn again, and that's a free kick given away by Mitchell Thomas. And as I just mentioned, they haven't been up in that half for too often, but the number 15 was Kevin Rapley, who was brought down there by Thomas.
Dangerous situation here, Dave. Right hand side of the box, and I think Gary Owers a stand over it, and this could be quite dangerous for Burnley. They've got to be on their toes here.
Taken by Ramage against the Burnley wall. Back to Ramage, who floats it in. Thomas is there. Liebert, left foot crack right at the feet of Ian Cox. And Cox will win this one. And Cox comes away with the ball from Liebert. Down the line for Andy Payton. Andy Payton on the right wing. He cuts inside. Good ball in, but out will come the keeper, Darren Ward. A little too long for Glenn Little, who has got pace, but not that much pace, Ray.
No, Andy's just holding his head with disbelief there that he's done that, hasn't he? But it was a great surging move by all of them there. And Glenn was running at the space, but just give him a bit too much to do there. And Andy Payton holding his head there and thinking, yeah. But you can't fault him for that, really.
Graham Branch is off. I think Alan Lee's coming on for Graham Branch, and that to me, Ray, is a surprise, but...
Yep, that's a big surprise. I'd have thought that Righty would have come on, but you never know. He probably wants that big fella just take a bit of running off Andy Payton, because Andy's worked his socks off this afternoon, as normal.
Aye, so Alan Lee is on, and Graham Branch has gone off. John Rose, he got Noble there, did Lenny John Rowe with Owers. And Payton picks it up here. Racing through straight away is Lee, but it's the touch. It's like let him down a little bit, but he's very hard to get into the game. He just come on to get the pace of the game, of course. Alan Lee then on for Graham Branch. So is it going to be Lenny John Rose that's taking a knock, who might find himself coming off to be replaced? Steve Davis gets possession. Steve Davis moving forward into the visitors' half. It's Lee on this near side for the Clarets. Lee down to the byline. We believe that the referee, Mr. Hilbron, may, I haven't seen any cards, but that challenge on Lenny John Rose by Owers, whether he's cautioned him, whether he's booked him, I didn't see a card, but obviously it didn't go unnoticed. Here's Mitchell Thomas. Little. And Little, can he weave something out of this one? Into the box, left foot shot! Oh! Good shot from Little, good, made space into the penalty area, and Lenny John Rose picks it up. Little again, this time on the far side. Little to the byline, perhaps. Redmouth's there. Great play from Little. Payton! Oh, and that was an unbelievable block by Richardson when Little had dragged it back. Payton was on for another, and the ball come across the face, and Lee couldn't get there.
Well, it's been more exciting this last 2 minutes than that's the whole match there, dear. First of all, Glenn Little jink past it there, laid a golden opportunity on for Andy Payton, and he missed around about 6 yards. Mate, it was blocked. Bodies flying in there, and it was blocked solidly. But what entertainment for the crowd there. It was brilliant, that.
Just a break off here as Little comes forward again. And this time it's Andy Payton. A shot from him. Scampers past the far post, and it's all action. Something for everyone. 365 days a year at Turf Moor, and that was Andy Payton. I'll just bring Terry in here about that situation.
Oh, 5 minutes of great attacking football, David, where we could have had 2 or 3 there. And I'll tell you what it is, and I'm not alone in the crowd in thinking this, that you think you create all these chances and so near, and shots that the keeper's saving, that they only have to get one at the other end, and all the good work is undone. I'll agree with Ray, we definitely need the 2 to take the hearts out of mouths.
Well, I think Terry's quite right in what he's just said there. We need that second goal, and I tell you what, if we can have another purple patch like this, you can see it coming. But I just like to get that second goal in.
Red Mile plays it forward for the Magpies. Davis gets the challenge in, wins the ball. Mellon back here for Thomas. He in turn goes back for Paul Crichton. Rather surprised at that quick back pass to the goalkeeper. Richardson gets up there. John Rose here for Thomas. Little gives it back for Thomas now. Oops, looking for Sutty Smithy on that far side. It was read well by Hughes, and Hughes in possession now for Notts County. Gary Owers picks it up here. Ramage gives it in back. Hughes on that far side. A good cross comes in from him at the back post. Little too over hit, I feel. Liebert does well, but he can't pull himself back to collect that ball, and Little puts it under a bit of pressure for Steve Davis here, but he does well under the situation. John Rose again. The free running centre half, Steve Davis. Oh, it was unlucky. Richardson got in there. He's had to work hard today, as Ian Richardson. He saved that shot of Andy Payton's, and I think it hit him all over the place.
I tell you what, Dave, this is the best we've seen him play for a long while down here. You know, I mean, the last few games at Turf haven't been exactly, no, you're right, classics. That's what I was probably looking for. And I tell you what, this is probably one of them. It's a lot better football. They're spraying it about, and there's chances galore here. This is what the crowd are loving here.
Just do we want 2 more goals to sort of finish off Notts County's surge into the playoff zone. They've had a bit of up and down season, Notts County, after losing their manager last November. That was Sam Allardyce. Then Gary Brazil took over, former Preston man, of course, along with his assistant Graham Barrow, and they've sort of picked up the wagon, as it were. This is Smith on the far side for Burnley. Plays it in for Payton, but he's held off. And Payton now, one way, then the other way. Payton blocked by Dyer. Always away for Notts County, and Payton still looking for a second goal for the Clarets, a second goal for him. And John Rose on that far side. County hadn't given up the ghost here. Interception by Thomas. Lee. And Thomas does well, does Mitchell Thomas. Rush of blood past the halfway line. Little, can he finish? He must finish. Oh, it hasn't got in. Alan Lee's shot. Really close quarters. I thought it was going to be Thomas who were going to cross it off, but it didn't happen. It didn't happen.
Well, even brought Bertie beat to his knees there. How did we miss that, Dave? I mean, there was so many. First Glenn, then Alan Lee. And I tell you what, well, it was just ricocheting about there, just asking me putting the back of the net. And it's still 1-0.
Well, as it happened, there was a man offside for Burnley there, but it was all exciting stuff. Here's Alan Lee for the Clarets. Dispossessed by Alan Richardson. Richard Liebert plays it up here. Well, it was Rapley who was brought down there. Free kick to Notts County. Alan Richardson takes it, headed away by Paul Smith. Ramage. Here's Lenny John Rose. Loose ball picked up by the former Preston player as John Rose. A great ball for Payton now then. Here's he got Alex Dyer to beat. Shot from him. Again blocked. John Rose shot straight at the arms of Darren Ward. And how many more chances that Burnley need?
Well, Dave, what have we got to do to score? I think you're going to have to get Stan on the park for Stan to put in the bottom there, because, dear me, it's just ridiculous amount of chances that we've had. And it's so, well, it's unbelievable really that we're just still 1-0 up.
It's not going to be one of those afternoons, surely. Chances created by the Clarets are absolutely unbelievable. Mickey Mellon. Now Mellon, chance for him to shoot. Well, he ain't got his shooting boots on. I don't think anybody has at the moment, but Andy Payton has. But apart from scoring the one goal, he's had no luck after that.
No, there's been bodies in the way, there's been people throwing themselves in front of it. It's been just been unbelievable. There must have been about 10 good clear chances to score there, and we're only 1-0 up. One of these days we'll annihilate somebody down here, Dave.
Payton, that's going to run away. It has done. Well, there's looking at the bench, there's a possibility that I think there's 2 substitutes coming on, Ronnie Jepson and Ian Wright. So that's going to be complete, the trio of substitutes for the Clarets. I'd nominate, Ray nominates and Terry nominates man of the match Andy Payton. Can't see it being anybody else. Alan Lee does marvellously well. The cross comes in. Dyer completely sliced that one. It was a good cross from Lee and he did well to beat his man.
That was a ball out there, one of the quality ball across the face of goal there, 6 inches off the ground, and it was actually nearly an own goal, and it evaded every Burnley player in the park. Well, it looks like we're going to get Ronnie Jepson, Ian Wright coming on, but he may be snap at one of these chances.
And that corner comes in from Glenn Little, but it's straight into the number 9, who Stallard, who'd been back up in the county defence, and a long ball back for Paul Crichton here. Don't panic, Mr. Manrin. Get that ball forward, Paul, and he does. Looking for Thomas. I was held in there by Alan Richardson. Davis with a thunderbolt, but it's just wide of the left-hand upright of Darren Ward. And a double substitution, the last subs of the day for the Clarets. Ian Wright and Ronnie Jepson will come on for the Clarets. The thing is, who's going to come off? Andy Payton, perhaps, after he scored and worked so well for Burnley.
Well, who's he going to take off, Dave? Yeah, we've got Wrighty and Ronnie Jepson come on there. I think Andy Payton. Well, and Paul Cook's coming off. Well, let's see if he can snap at one of these chances, because the chances are certainly going begging here, aren't they?
Chances 10 a penny as we see Ian Wright enter the fray, and Ronnie Jepson, Paul Cook off, Andy Payton off, and both players get a great reception coming off the field. And we've got 2 fresh pair of legs up front in Ian Wright and Alan Lee now. Ronnie Jepson in midfield replacing Paul Cook, and that's a corner. Second one of the second half for the Magpies, and a short one was the order. Gary Owers crosses in, back post, Crichton's not there, he didn't get the punch to it. Mickey Mellon to the rescue on that far side for Burnley. And looking out for Ian Wright, a foul on Ian Wright, straight away free kick to Burnley.
I tell you what, Dave, if we come away with a draw with this, it's at the great train robbery, isn't it?
Yeah.
It will be, because it's just unbelievable. I mean, now we're still 1-0 up and there's 10 minutes or so to go. But I tell you what, we deserve to win this about 5 or 6. And one of these days, like Wrexham, possibly somebody's going to, they're going to certainly catch a call and go away 6 or 7-0 drubbing here.
Yeah, they're bang on form of Burnley, and Ian Wright, I don't know what he was doing. Oh, I thought he got that a second attempt from Ian Wright in the box there, but it didn't fall for him again. Red Mile clears along for Notts County. The ball headed down to the path of Mitchell Thomas, and he gets it at the second attempt. I've got to say that Mickey Mellon here, wide man is Little, plays it short down the line for Lee, who's got a bit of fancy trickery up his sleeve. Eventually gets fouled. He's playing quite well on Lee. Second half substitute then for the Clarets. Replaced Graham Branch. Free kick which Glenn Little will take. He's going to take this one over to the back post, is he? Right in the centre. Well, he brought Alan Lee down, he leant on him so heavily there, he collapsed under the pressure. Jepson, Davis. Well, he tried to volley it in, it volleyed it over, and another chance gone begging.
Well, I think he'd have a bit of stars in his eyes in there, though, Dave. If that had got in, it was been a goal of the year now, I mean, this season. And but I tell you what, this is good stuff from Burnley. I mean, there's so much pressure, it's unbelievable.
There's an all-arm wrestling match going on with Thomas and Stellard there. Hughes, Gary Hoers. Horrible. John Rose. Now that Ian Wright to latch onto this one, followed closely by Richardson. Well, he went down, did Ian Wright, but I don't think it was a foul. He took the ball, did Richardson, a throw-in to the Clarets on that far side. Weather's sort of brightened up a wee bit, floodlights still beaming brightly. John Rose, left-hand side for Paul Smith. Smith cross comes firing in. Richardson fires it out with his head. Ronnie Jepson's here. Lays it off right-hand side again for Little, but he sticks out a leg, and Little spins away with it. But Lee was in the path. The cross comes in, and Darren Ward collects it. Perhaps a little bit of a misunderstanding there from the two big men for Burnley.
Yeah, he never looked up, did he? It should never have took it off Glenn's feet, though. But oh man, that's one of them things. Well, I tell you what, Burnley have had some tremendous pressure here this second half. Played really, really well. Strung their passes together, and it's been a superb game, even though it is 1-0. Because the chances that the spectators have seen this afternoon, well, you have to count them on your toes and your hands.
Today in attendance, 13,022. 13,022.
Terry Butterworth always gets it right. He's 22 out attendance. 13,022, and Terry said 13,000. I think he must have a crystal ball somewhere.
Yeah. Notice he waits till we put our numbers in first before he gets in last, you know. Just like he was on the park, always in last.
Still a good gate. It's still table-topping match here with Burnley on course for the playoffs, and second place is up for grabs as well. The automatic promotion, remember that, one or two clubs dipping in form. Burnley has raised their game once again. Mellon, and for Lee to chase that one, and Red Mile puts it out for County. A throw into Burnley, rider down by Bertie B there, who's getting all excited. Mickey Mellon will take this throw in for the Clarets. Here's Thomas. Little. Right, return, a good shot. And down goes Ward. And it was a good bit of play between Glenn Little and Ian Wright.
Well, I'm fed up with saying this, Dave, but I don't believe this, because that's another chance gone begging mine. And I'm not talking about a half chance, I'm talking about a full-blown chance here.
It's Little once again, who tries to get past Richardson, but on this occasion, what's he given? Burnley throw in. It was grappling all the way. Richardson had him locked on all the way, and a throw in awarded to the Clarets. Bertie B giving the ball to Glenn Little. Mellon, Little now that... No, what's he given now? Free kick. Offside perhaps, one wonders. 38.5 minutes gone in the second half. Burnley 1, Notts County 0. Andy Payton the score on 5 minutes, and umpteen chances since then. Red Mile for Notts County. Up. Can we keep it in? Can we keep it in? Hand it used, did keep it in. We've estimated about 20 chances Burnley have had in this game. They've converted 1, and let's see if they can convert any more.
Well, I said my fingers and toes, Dave, and that's 20. So, well, at the last count I had 20 anyway. So, what's frightening me to death is that if they just get an equaliser, well, I'll not be able to speak for the rest of the afternoon, I don't think.
Probably spoil your night like all the rest of the fans here at Turf Moor. The ball played in again. Burnley defence there with Steve Davis. Thomas gets the ball away. Jepson gets a header on. But still, it's County with John Rose Tried to get it off Liebert. Owers stabs it in again. Rapoli couldn't do much with it. Ian Wright perhaps can. Can Wright get away? Wright still in possession. Lee takes over for Burnley. Left for Mellon. Mellon the inside right channel. Across to the back post. The flag's up. It's an offside decision against Ian Wright. And it's a free kick to Notts County. One or two fans getting up to leave the stadium. Whether they're just 5 minutes to go. It's an early time to leave.
Yeah, Dave, I was just going to say, I cannot understand that, Dave, with a match like this and the excitement that's going on, how we can leave the stadium with 5 minutes to go, because I tell you what, it's a cracking match.
Oh, and that's brought a cry of discontent from the Claret faithful. Allegedly, we say, alleged free kick, a foul by Mitchell Thomas, but that is in an awful situation for Burnley, Ray.
It certainly is, Dave, and I tell you what, if this is, well, I shan't speak for the rest of the match if this goes in, but it's right on the 80-yard line there, and right in the centre of goal line, of just the, well, say about a yard to the left of the penalty spot. Very, very dangerous situation.
So the Burnley line-up, just in front of the 6-yard backs of Paul Crichton. He can't see a darn thing, I wouldn't have thought, but it's going to be very difficult to defend against this one. Owers. Oh, and it's saved on the line. I think it was John Rose. Great save. Another save. Oh, it's gone in. I knew this would happen. With 5 minutes left, 2 real chances. They got it on the 3rd attempt.
Well, what did I say, Dave? We must be tempting fate, because I just cannot believe that. You just cannot believe that. And the equaliser goes in. And there's nothing to protest about, because there was 2 great saves by Crichton there, and it's still a bolt one of them went in.
We talked about it, perhaps we shouldn't have tempted fate, but we dreaded the nightmare scenario of Notts County equalising. They have done. Little, weave the magic. Oh, and Richardson's there, claims for handball. He ain't gonna give nothing now.
Well, we've got about 2 or 3 minutes to salvage this game here, and let's hope we can do it, because this will be the biggest robbery since Dick Turpin if they get away with this. Well, Alan Lee just heads over there from a Glen Little corner, and this must be so frustrating.
Today's Burnley man of the match goes to number 4, Mickey Mellon.
Well, the man of the match going to Mickey Mellon. We had gone for Andy Payton, but there you go. It's all about opinions. So the ball kicked way past the halfway line. Davis is up there. We looked at the last home game here at Turf Moor. It was against Bury, and that was disappointing, and it looks like this is going to be disappointing, although Burnley scored in the last couple of minutes there.
Yeah, well, let's just keep his fingers crossed, Dave. I tell you, we always knew that this was not enough time. Always knew that this wasn't enough time, and our 1 goal wouldn't suffice, and it's just as though it's come true.
So much territorial play, so many chances begging for Burnley, and the situation is Burnley 1, Notts County 1. How disappointing can you get?
And I wonder, Dave, if it comes in that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We're making so many substitutions. That old familiar saying comes in: if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and leave the team as it is, even though you are missing the chances. Because as soon as you bring the subs on, it's one apiece in it.
And just to tap it up, cup it all, really, the free kick, which we didn't think was a free kick, which allegedly Mitchell Thomas had been allegedly done. Well, oops, Ian Wright lives it on to, Lee, it's Jepson, John Rose, Smith, perhaps Jepson gets it, leave it for Smith, and that was poor from Paul Smith when it really mattered in the dying stages of this game. He overhit the ball, and the frustration creeps around the James Hargreaves stand.
And at this moment, Smithy's not the most popular man in the Burnley ground, is he? because that was diabolical, laddie. I mean, he overhit it by a mile, and I think that was the adrenaline running in there.
Lenny John Rose, Ronnie Jepson. Again, red miles in the way, but he didn't make correct contact. Last chance, I fear, for Burnley. The officials putting up the extra time. I think it's is it a couple of minutes perhaps from the fourth official? 2 minutes to go then, and the Clarets throwing into the box. Back for Paul Smith. Make it a good one. He does this time, but Liebird's there for Notts County. Thomas, the seconds ebbing away here. They'll want the clock to run down, will Notts County. Burnley with Davis, but that's the goalkeepers. A challenge with Ronnie Jepson. Down goes Darren Ward. Now he may have caught him, he may not, but it's an old ploy to wind down the clock here. It was definitely Darren Ward's ball, there was no doubt about that. They're just caught perhaps by Ronnie Jepson, Ray.
Yeah, and I mean, we're always going to make the playoffs there, but I tell you what, if we don't make anything this season and this result hangs on it, it'll be unbelievable, because I mean the chances that Burnley have had to put them away are just, you know, over your luck. Over the season you ride your luck, but I mean today has been exceptional, because the chances haven't been just half-cut chances, they've been clear-cut chances. Well, has the scoreboard gone up yet, Dave? Were they showing out?
Yeah, there were a couple on 45.
Right. Well, there can't be much more time out, because at least about another minute or so. But it only takes a second to score a goal.
Certainly does, but Burnley have to nick this one this afternoon. The ball here for Davis, who's come up in support of the attack. No, it's right! Oh, he scored! Ian Wright! What a marvellous goal! That is what you call nicking a game.
Well, I said it only takes a second to score a goal, and Ian Wright's just proved me right there. It's never what the fat lady sings, and he's just proved it.
Would you believe it? He will be a happy man tonight. His third goal in a claret and blue shirt of Burnley, and what an important time to score it. And Bertie B's happy as well.
Well, that's definitely a get out of jail card, is that? You cannot believe it. All the chances, and Ian Wright's obviously going to write his name in the folk history of the Burnley people here, because that goal is so precious for these 3 points, and it makes one hell of a difference when you're up in that top six here, and they thoroughly deserve it.
And Notts County, surely the match is practically over. It is now. A good win in the end, they put us through it. My goodness, Ian Wright will not score a more important goal for the claret and blue of Burnley.
Unbelievable game, David. There's only one word for it, and that's unbelievable, because we always feared all the way through that all the chances that's created that they get one, but who could have thought? It's a fairy tale, isn't it? No wonder Stan and Ian Wright embraced at the end of the game, and Stan was on the pitch. Magnificent. I can't wait to get the video and count the number of chances myself, and the only thing I'm a bit sorry about is Andy Payton didn't get the man of the match. That's amazing, but does it matter? He won't be bothered. It's 3 points. Ray, summing up.
Well, how can you sum this game up? A game with 20 chances missed and one in the last probably 20 seconds of the game from Ian Wright. Absolutely fantastic. The headlines will all be about Ian Wright tomorrow morning, but it should be about the chances that Burnley fail to take, really. But it's all about 3 points, and 3 points well gained. Would have been like Dick Turpin riding again if they hadn't got these 3 points, Dave.
Well, it's been a great afternoon. We got the 3 points, and the next stop, of course, is next Saturday when Burnley travel to the Manor Ground against Oxford United. The second place is still up for grabs at Turf Moor, and Burnley will be going all out for it. The final score from Turf Moor: Burnley 2, Notts County 1.